What up? What up?
Hi, besties. We're back at it again.
Back at it. They couldn't get rid of us, Amanda.
They can't hold us down.
Nope.
I don't know. No one's actually trying to hold us down. We just skipped a week, but it was nice. It was good to have just a little bit of a break. But we're back. Hi, Jordan. We are.
What up, Jordan?
Thank you for noticing. Thank you for noticing that we showed up today. Thank you. We did.
What up,
Last week we just honestly had technical difficulties, and I was too sick to problem solve well. So I feel like it was probably for the best. How are we feeling? Are we feeling oozy? Yeah, I would say I'm feeling more oozy after tonight's show than last week. I was kind of sad last week. I'm sort of happy I didn't, because I just would have been a bummer. But
that was the real reason we weren't on last week. Amanda told me she was going to crash out if we had a show, so we just didn't do one.
Yeah, I was going to cry. I was going to talk shit. I was probably just going to ruin everything, get us canceled. So, you know how it is. You know how vicious I can be. The chat knows that I am the most evil girl in town.
Unhinged Amanda.
Jeff's here. Hi, Jeff. We are back.
What up, Jeff?
Besties. Thank you so much for these little thumbs up. They make me so happy. Definitely drop that. Do all of those things. You can make comments. You know what else? What else do you do? The slamchats.com. You can send us some moolah there if you want to, or super chats on here. MDB is here. We're so excited. Okay, so tonight's Raw was. I am a little discombobulated by the 2 hours. I'm not gonna lie. It ends and I go what? Huh?
That's
and
it?
I feel like I don't know. I don't know when it's ending now, but that's okay. It's all right.
Tonight was the go home show for Crown Jewel, right?
It was indeed
Saturday. So if anyone has any thoughts, obviously throughout the show tonight, we got to talk Raw, we got to talk Crown Jewel, we got to talk Lillian Garcia. We got to catch up. We didn't have a show last week. I mentioned Lillian Garcia for Amanda.
I just don't like change.
Yeah, Amanda doesn't like change.
I don't like change.
So fill everyone in on my Lillian Garcia that I brought up. Start there.
Yeah, so last week on Monday, there was kind of breaking news that Samantha Irvin, I always want to call her Irwin with a W. It's not, it's a V. But that Samantha is departed from WWE. So then it was pretty short notice for fans. I guess it wasn't short notice for the company. They were aware, but it just kind of, she was the one that publicly announced it. And then last week on Raw, Lillian Garcia was back. Some of us remember her from back in the day. But she was back on to be the ring announcer and was there again tonight. And I do think that that's meant to be, that's going to be the thing. That's going to be who's on Raw now. And I just don't think I like change. I'm always willing to be wrong. So Joe's first week, I wasn't feeling it with Joe. And now Joe, I feel like we need Joey.
Joe Tessitore is knocking it out of the park. He got him. I think it was that first half of his first show, right? It felt the same with Lillian. It felt the same with Lillian last week, right? She said number one containers.
Yes, the number one containers
match. Yes. I was like, whoa, here we go.
The number one containers match tonight was pretty good too.
Samantha would never. No, I'm just kidding.
Samantha would never. I do think that yeah, I agree. It's yeah.
I suppose. I mean, if the classic throwback record was I don't know. I'm kind of with Amanda. I grew up in the Attitude Era, and I listened to Lillian, but I think it just makes us. I think we just got so used to Samantha. I don't even think it's a good or bad thing.
No,
it doesn't necessarily mean she's bad, and it doesn't mean that Samantha's better. It's just we got so used to Samantha and her way of doing it. Everyone does it differently. Yeah, and I think I'm with Amanda. I think it's just getting used to change. I think it's just different with Lillian, right? It's definitely not the same. And I hate that a lot of people were attacking Samantha too online. How do you attack someone you've never had a job you didn't like, but you were good at it? Plenty. I hated working. I had a job at a freaking pizza place, and I hated that job, but I was fucking amazing at it. I was the only, like, I'd be in that kitchen slinging them pizzas by myself. I hated that damn job, but like, the fucking best pizza maker there was in that thing. So like, you can't sit here and act like you haven't had a job that you didn't like that you were good at. People are just, they get on my nerves. I hope I hope the best for her moving forward, and hopefully we get more comfortable with Lillian Garcia, and hopefully she gets more comfortable, right? Like, it's she hasn't done it in a while, so hoping the best moving forward. But I try to get, because Amanda she doesn't have a lot of strong opinions, but when she has one, she'll send it to me every once in a while. So she just wasn't feeling the change for a little bit.
I don't like change, but that's okay. I'll get used to it.
That's right.
I also think there's something perhaps like cognitively connected for me about her being kind of in like a trash era. Is that like wrong to say? I just feel like I mean, not everything. It's just maybe I connect. I think in the same way that we will always connect Samantha's voice to the bloodline.
Yeah.
And we'll remember that as like an inherent part of the presentation. I think there's something that just kind of like limbically sits with me from Lillian that I didn't like. And I can't tell you what it is. I have no idea. Like, I don't know what it is, but I just kind of am like, ugh. But yeah, well, I'll get over it. Literally in 2 weeks, I'll be like, Lillian Garcia is my favorite.
We'll get over it together, y'all. We wanted to start with that because we didn't even get to talk about that from last week.
We didn't. We did not. Ooh,
Jay lost the title, Amanda. You've had a week to rest on it and sleep on it. Are you calm? Are you okay? Do I need to send someone for you?
I'm okay now that there has been a SmackDown and then also a pre-taped SmackDown and then tonight. So it's like I already have 3 plot points past where I would have been last week. But last week I was just like annoyed. Like, honestly, I was like, this is just like I know where it's going. I know why it was happening. It just kind of like,
she was ready to crash out, y'all. I'm telling you.
I was already sick, and I was like, I'm just gonna shit talk, and I don't even. And you know what the God's honest truth is? So last week I was waiting to hear about my Survivor Series credentials, and I did not want to be being blasphemous on the internet during that contemptuous time. However, I got no such email from the fine folks at WWE, so I feel like I am now empowered to say my opinions again. Nobody tells you not to say your opinions. I just didn't want to be like, if they're like good doing it and they like look up the last thing I did, and I'm just like, this fucking show sucks. Like, I just didn't want it to be, But I do think that the show does not effing suck. I understand where they're going forward to. Oh, bye, Mike Sweeney. Catch us on the recap. We'll let you know. We're not quite there yet. We're so sorry, but yeah, catch us on the flip side. I hope everything's going good with you.
Yeah, I hope everything's good, Mike.
So I do think that now I feel like I have a little better grasp of the situation. I think last week I just kind of felt like
it was too soon.
Cool. Like Solo Sikoa is just gonna fuck up every main event of every show, of every premium live event. We're just on a new thing, and I also really like Solo Sikoa, so it's the other bad part. Is it like actually genuinely like him? I genuinely like the other bloodline, so it's like I don't know. I didn't want to deal with it. So this week I'm feeling a little better about dealing with it.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense now. It feels good to see Jay and Jimmy back together.
It does.
But I gotta bring up, so we gotta give a quick shout out to our boy MDB, because he is the biggest Sami Zayn hater I think I've ever met, right? Yeah. This week it is 100% justified. Yeah. Why is Sami Zayn talking to the ops at the end of Raw tonight? Why is he like, I love this though, right? Because we're all just like, I think everyone was expecting Sami to be the one to convince Jay to team with Roman and them, but like they've already went the other way. And now Sami seen talking to Solo at the end of Raw.
I hate the way that you walk. I hate the way that you talk. I don't remember the rest.
Sami talking to the ops. I don't know. I mean, did Jimmy set it up to look that way? Maybe. Maybe. Jimmy didn't seem very warm and ready to talk to Sammy.
Maybe.
it
I do
probably is something
understand. I
that
think they're
small.
trying to
It
show
just, it
his.
just looks so much worse than it really was. I mean, regardless, like, look, it's a bad time to be talking to Solo right now. If you trying to, you trying to be cool with Jimmy and the OTC and Jay, and you talking to Solo right now, like, I'm sorry, but that's the ops, bro. It ain't
I
gonna
don't know
work.
that he even. I think Sammy doesn't even care about. I don't think he. I think. Would be crazy swerve on all of us was if
Yeah,
Sammy was on Solo's Bloodline Survivor Series team.
yeah, but they already have 4.
I don't know.
Just
They'll
add
figure
in,
it out.
and then Roman has to find another one. Like, they're
I
just
don't
adding even
know. I have
more.
no idea. I do think it's just set up to like create tension and like to make there be kind of another hiccup in the road of like them having
Yeah.
this friendly return together.
Honestly, that
Kind
was
of
the best part of Raw tonight.
It was.
Like, Raw, I will say to Raw tonight was kind of mild. Um, Outside of the Bloodline and Judgment Day stuff with Finn Balor, pretty mild. Not really a whole lot. But Sami Zayn, I still expect him. I think we all still expect him to be on Team Roman. It's just, I think the snake. Ooh,
He's
that's just,
moving. He's moving like a snake. And that is not always something that you would hear me say about Sami Zayn. But yeah, it's a little sketch. It's a little sketchy behavior, a little suspect. I
I
do
think
think
Jimmy
though
set it up to look that way.
Jimmy set it up to look
I
that
think
way.
Jimmy set it up to look that way. Yeah. And I think we're not going to find out that Jimmy was the one that set it up that way until after. Yeah. I think we're just getting, I know we've been saying it, but I think we're just getting into the thick of things here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell
It's
you?
really convenient, right? Like, why? Because it's not like Sammy has any reason to really talk to Solo. Like, I mean, what
No,
is there to talk to Solo about?
I feel like if anything, maybe Solo is like trying to get seen talking to Sammy. But I like your Jimmy theory because Jimmy doesn't like seem super enthusiastic until later he was kind of like, oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, I'll go talk to him. Yeah, I'll go talk to him.
But instead it's like, oh, look.
Yeah.
He's
And
doing
then Jay
something.
just so happened to go and check on that and see how that
Yeah.
was going. And Jimmy's like,
Check it out.
like, really?
There's some
That's my
suspicious.
theory.
There's some suspicious stuff going
That's my
on.
theory 30 minutes after the show. So it could change. But right now, 30 minutes after the show, that's what I got. I think Jimmy set it up.
All I know is that some of my favorite times writing are these like crazy mega articles that end up like 400 words because it's just all the shit that happens with the bloodline in an episode. And it just like warms my heart. And I do think that some of these like sort of bloodline recap type of things are some of the only like if I'm ever gonna pull up like 10 articles and print them out and be like, this is what I did for 3 years of my life, I feel like those would probably be something that I look back on fondly and I feel like I tried to get comprehensively. So I get excited when there's these run and when it's like bloodline show, like because then yeah, I enjoy the soap opera nature of the storytelling that goes on, and I am not against it. So sorry if you hate that. But like if there was only 2 matches and oh no, that's not true. If there was 4 matches in 2 hours, I'd be fine with it. But that's me. That's not
That's right.
everybody
That's right.
else.
Yeah, tonight's Raw, it didn't have a lot of matches either. I mean, it was a lot of storytelling with the bloodline, a little bit with the Judgment Day, a little bit with Karrion Kross and Miz, which I love that part too.
I did.
Yeah, so let's start. Let's go. Let's go with our best of the best tonight. I'll let you go first. Best of the best.
I think my best of the best was specifically when R-Truth told Miz, "You're gonna die." So there's definitely like some Karrion Kross backstage. They showed from last week. There was like a post-show thing. It was probably on like the whatever that Raw post show is that I don't watch because I'm here. But do they have something like it's on Peacock? I don't know, whatever. But it
Yeah,
was
it's
one of
Raw
those like
talk.
Oh, Raw Talk. Yeah. No, you should be here. Thank you for being here.
That's right.
That's wonderful.
That's right.
There was like a Karrion Kross kind of basically letting the Miz know, like, hey, Final Testament kind of took the punches for you tonight, so you owe us, sort of a deal. And it seemed like the Miz was not interested in that and instead tried to apologize to R-Truth. It seemed like R-Truth accepted his apology, and then he ended up just slapping him and telling him that he said, good luck with the Wyatts. And then he said, you're going to die. And then ran away. And it was pretty funny. And I also think that then it came together for me what the hell Karrion Kross is doing.
Yes.
It's coming together. It's coming together.
Yep.
So then he pops back and
I think this is something else. Like, look, we get to pat ourselves on the back sometime. Everyone else does it online when they, report stuff and, oh, I told you so. We told everyone that's watched this show what Karrion Kross was going to do a long time ago, didn't we? Said Karrion Kross, that his path will cross with the Wyatt Six. That's the only way this makes sense. Mm-hmm. He is the opposition of what the Wyatt Six are all about. We said that a long time ago. So, like, this is a chance for us to pat ourselves on the back. We don't get that enough in this industry.
That's true.
So we're doing that right now. We told you a long time ago. So it is good that it's coming together, like we told you so.
Exactly. But I am excited to see it's a fun additional element to that feud to have Miz basically be there somewhat against his will. Like, just being recruited into a feud with the Wyatt Six was a very fun role for the Miz specifically, because I think if anybody can just sell the shit out of it, it's definitely him. And I think we all enjoy him and respect him, but also secretly kind of like when he gets put in a pickle, right? And they definitely have that history with Dexter Lumis that I think is my favorite part of how it's all coming together. So I'm very excited to see where that goes. I also like giving the Wyatt Six something to do that feels meaningful, because I did worry about, like, okay, well, I don't want to rush. They don't need to rush into another feud just for the sake of being on TV. And I think they've done a good job of pacing it. So I'm actually, normally I give zero fucks about what's going on with Karrion Kross and them, but tonight I do, and I'm excited to see where it goes. And I'm also excited to be super wrong, because I do think it could unravel in a really compelling way and come back to do some of those things, like call back to some of those things that we had been seeing simmering, but that weren't necessarily like smash you over the head with it, because there was other things going on. So I definitely am more excited about that than I have been ever. So
just to add to that too, something else, another layer that I liked was the whole time Miz went to Adam Pearce complaining, like, I need security, like, I'm the first this, I'm the first that, yada yada yada. I need security. Where's my security at? And Adam Pearce just laughing at him, just walks away. And then Miz is like, what? And he points, and Karrion Kross and Final Testament is behind him. And after all, Miz is complaining, talking about where's his security? What about me? I need this and that. And Karrion's like, so did you figure out our problem? Figure it out? And Miz is like, yeah, my plan is when we see the Wyatt Six, we run. That's my favorite part of that whole segment. It's like, you go figure out a plan, or I'm gonna break your leg.
Yeah.
Like, and Karrion got serious, like, intimidating, right?
Yeah.
And, like, that's the Karrion Kross from NXT. That is the Karrion Kross that we know. So it was great to see that. So definitely had to co-sign on that. So I'm and like I said, like, that being your best of the best, I think that's the first time you've ever said Karrion Kross and best of the best in the same paragraph.
Yeah. I don't think it's never even been top 3, because I just didn't understand. It just seemed like creepy weirdo stuff for them, like, not no point, but just like, ugh, what is this? But I do think that the Paul Levesque era, we need to not necessarily expect things to pay off in 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like it's sort of there's a more concerted effort in that long-term storytelling, and I do think it's the wrestling aspect of WWE probably makes it more sustainable to actually be able to plan those stories, just because I think not everything is comparative, but, like, I was so excited for Adam Copeland in AEW, and then, like, he was there how many months and, like, exploded his leg, and then, like, okay, we'll see you later. There's just like a lot of start stop in that. That I think they're kind of pacing WWE in a different way, so that almost like we saw with CM Punk, you can get hurt and be out for months and months and still kind of keep it moving. Like your feud, you're still on TV, you're still arguing on social media and staying in the news. It's a very interesting pivot in the way that all the storytelling in professional wrestling is done. So Karrion Kross, you are my best of best, Karrion Kross. I always complain and say that I don't get it. Because, but no, and I also think part of that storyline is that you're not meant to necessarily get it. There was something that I felt that was just like not real about all his interactions with New Day. And I wonder if it's just because they were kind of like teasing that would happen, but then it wasn't actually. So it's like the misdirection piece, like the red herring piece of it all, I think was the part that I was getting lost in the sauce. But now we're back. And I thought it was very funny. Had to tell the Miz to go find Bo Dallas. Like, just go find Bo Dallas. Like, oh my God, I hope we get like a nice I hope we just get like weeks of the Miz searching backstage where he is, but like really poorly because he doesn't actually want to find him.
Right.
So he's just like, hey, are you there? No, okay, bye. And then runs away. Like that.
And Karrion Kross and Final Testament just repeatedly checking in, like, hey,
yelling at him.
Talk to Bo yet? Find Bo yet? That's good stuff.
Good stuff.
that was up there for me too. Definitely. For me, there wasn't a whole lot to pick from tonight. It was just one of those. It was definitely a go home before a big pay-per-view for sure. You could feel that way. There was a lot of people missing, obviously, because they're flying and preparing for Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. So no Gunther, there was no Damage Control. There wasn't a whole lot on there tonight, due to that. So I take that with a grain of salt. But my favorite part tonight was Finn Balor. He did absolutely nothing, but a lot at the same time.
Exactly. He did.
If that would be the way I summarize Finn Balor tonight. So we've told you a long time ago that Finn Balor was going to be the reason this group broke up, and it's happening. Dom's getting ready to get ready for his title match backstage, and he's like, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do it myself, no help. And Finn just in disgust, like walks away. Leaves him. And left Raw apparently because he didn't help him later on in the night either. While Dom and the rest of the Judgment Day was getting their asses whooped by Damian Priest after the match. So Dom won though. Dom did pin Damian Priest in the main event, in case you missed it. So Dom is number one contender? ? Right? I mean, that's what that means. So Dominic Mysterio is the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. So Gunther, Dominic Mysterio, we get that. I don't know when, but that is the next title match. Take that for what you will. We will see how that ends up. But Finn Balor was my favorite part tonight. Just walks away, leaves Dominic and the rest of the Judgment Day. Figure it out yourself. I'm tired of this train wreck. I'm tired of this mess. And Judgment Day's out helping Dom win, and Damian takes out his frustration on everyone, and no Finn in sight. No help from Finn. Where was he? So that was my favorite part of tonight. Another layer, like I said, where nothing happened, but a lot happened at the same time. The beginning, we told you, the beginning of the end of the Judgment Day was coming very soon. And this is definitely, you got new number one contenders for the tag titles now with the War Raiders. No more Viking Raiders. It's War Raiders now. New number one contenders won the number one contenders triple threat tag match tonight between New Day, War Raiders, and LWO. I think they'll probably take the titles, and Judgment Day's over. I think that's where we're headed, and we'll find out. I still think Finn and Liv are in on this together, and we're this whole time. But we'll see. Right now, just Finn Balor leaving his group in the cold. We'll see the next step. But I loved it because it was great storytelling, and you wouldn't even have noticed Finn leaving. In that segment. If you aren't if you're just a general, just watching generally, like you're not a wrestling fanatic like we are, have to review it and write about it, you wouldn't even have noticed Finn left. But like little stuff like that is what makes WWE so fun to watch.
Yeah. I feel like the Judgment Day falling apart has been super nuanced, and I don't even know at this point how many articles that are like, now what do they say? Faction split update is I think usually what my headline is. It's like something, but there's been a lot of them. But there is always a faction split update because they're basically having these like very small moments pretty much every week. I mean, I think last week it was like Carlito, like it was clear Finn was like, this guy, what are we doing? And this week it seems like he's very much like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I loved Raquel. What exactly does he do?
Yeah, what does he do?
That was great. That was great.
Yeah, that's good too.
Yep.
That's good too.
Yep. Not very happy.
Well, we shall see.
Finn couldn't beat him, but Dominic could. Oh yeah, Finn won't be happy at all. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot going on. That was one of my favorites, and I really enjoyed it. You know what? We don't take ourselves too seriously on this show. So look, I'm just gonna be real. It is definitely Peter Griffin and the chicken from Family Guy, but I love Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed tonight. That was awesome. Like, look. Seth Rollins in the ring, like, I'm ready for my match Saturday. You know, I kind of got this new, kind of found my old persona like I used to be, and I kind of like it, yada, 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 ready for Saturday. Bronson Reed out in the parking lot, come get me, bruh. I'm right here. Let's go. Seth Rollins leaves the arena, goes out to the parking lot. We get a brawl. Seth stomps him through a car.
Yes.
Bronson gets right back up.
Yes.
Right back up. And Seth's like, what the? Get more of a brawl, and Seth gets put through a table out of a trailer, out of a truck.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, slammed through a table. Like, definitely Peter Griffin and the chicken. If you've seen Family Guy, you know what I'm talking about. But, like, definitely some slapstick shit. But I loved it. Like, it was great. Give me it. I'm ready for Saturday.
Every time Bronson Reed just got back up was like pretty iconic, because I do feel like even after the table spot, he got up. Like Seth was still laying there, and he's just like, and like they didn't pull him up. He like got up on his own. It was just wild. It was. I love what they're doing. I agree. I think that they're doing a really great job of building up how frightening he is. So even honestly, even if he ends up losing in the feud to Seth, we've all now looked at him in a very different light, because he's essentially taken out Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, and that's pretty big deal. So
we'll save that part for the predictions, but yeah, definitely like where that's heading. So that was one of my, that was like my best of the best. My worst of the worst, I mean, it's kind of a double thing. I don't know how exactly I want to say this, but like 24 hours after watching Halloween Havoc and then watching Raw, it's like, what the hell happened with the women's division from one show to the next? like literally 24 hours. Like Halloween Havoc was like women's division. I mean, it's NXT, so they do it every time. Stole the show once again. And then I just, it's to the point where Triple H should just book the men's division across all of them. And Shawn Michaels just books the women's division all the way across. SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. That's what it needs to be. Because we had one damn women's match tonight. Now, I get it. Damage Control's going to Saudi. Jade and Bianca going to Saudi. They're not even Raw, but like still, they're champions. It's like Zelina Vega and Ivy Nile. That's all you got? That's all you got for me? In a 2-hour show? Like, come on. Like, nothing? Like, you could put Raquel in a match who just came back?
Yeah.
Like,
who's
you got
the
people
champion? Liv?
Yeah, Liv's a champion. Like, you don't have anything for me? Nothing? You got people that's not even, like, wrestling? I don't know. I was really upset after seeing NXT and the way that was just 24 hours ago. I
do think it's super hard to compare, because I think that the NXT women's division is like,
it's so good, but like, it's because it's the way it's booked. Like, I mean, we're talking main roster here. Like,
I will say something that I don't actually want clipped, but if it does, I'm okay with it. Raw's women's division feels a lot to me like Dynamite's, like AEW Dynamite. So it's, there's a couple ladies on here, but it feels very obligatory. It feels buried in the middle. It's
I had to go look. I had to go look because I mean, yeah, you got Alba Fire, Isla Dawn. Where have they been?
Yeah.
Dakota Kai is hurt. Asuka hurt.
Yeah.
Becky's out. So yeah, I mean they're dealing with that. Yeah, no
I thought
damage
Tegan Knox
control.
signed. Where is she drafted to?
Katana and Kaden, Kiana. No Lyra, no Natalia, Shayna. I mean, where?
Oh yeah.
Like where? Like you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot. No Zoe, no Shayna, no Sonya. Like that. Not even a promo.
I didn't remember.
Like not even like a quick like, oh, I should be at Crown Jewel. Like nothing. I don't know. I was extremely disappointed in that. I feel like I can't like go to an exact moment that I could have been like, oh, they could have put that on instead of that. Like I'm not gonna sit here and do that. Like say someone deserved TV time.
Yeah, no, I can't begin.
But like one women's match.
It honestly looks like Jeff. I think they're using the third hour as I think they're using Raw Talk as a third hour. Because Jeff's given us 2 updates that there was a fight between Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, and it sounds like Kofi doesn't want to go home with Woods, was going to find his own way home.
Why would they do that on Raw Talk?
I know. And then there's also
that should happen on TV.
Bianca were on Raw Talk, and that Liv and Raquel are challenging them after Crown Jewel. So I wonder if part of this is like they're using that Raw Talk now to hold
they're trying to get people to watch that. It's like that should be on TV though. Like you just had a 2-hour show.
Yeah.
Like you could have put that on TV. That should have been on Raw. Because Raw if that stuff was on Raw tonight, like Raw would have been a lot better. But it wasn't. Instead, we got a dead crowd watching Zelina and Ivy. Like I felt so bad. I felt so horrible. Like no reactions.
And also, did they even have a finish? Because it was kind of just one of those shenanigans. Did someone win? I don't remember.
Yeah, Ivy won at the end.
Ivy won, but it was like
it
whole schmoz where everyone's fighting.
And like there was the crowd was even mild for the number 1 contender tag match. Like I don't know if it was just the crowd tonight, but like it's the same crowd it's the same city where NXT Halloween Havoc was. So I don't know. I will just say my worst of the worst all in all was the lack of women on Raw tonight. Like literally one match. And the only other women that were on the show was Liv and Raquel doing Judgment Day crap.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was my worst of the worst.
Mm-hmm. That's a hard one. That was not good. What else happened?
I mean, I feel like I mentioned the tag match. We mentioned Sheamus faced Kaiser early on. Like, I guess that could have been one. That could have been cut. Like, why are we watching Sheamus and Kaiser again?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing with that?
Yeah.
I forgot about that match. To be completely.
Was I getting yelled at by my child or something? I don't remember that. About Raquel?
Yeah, it was just saying that you're gonna have to kill her.
Oh.
For her to basically give up.
Got it.
Yeah, I remember that. It was really quick. But yeah, Sheamus and Kaiser faced. Sheamus won, obviously. Off the kick. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much in a nutshell what happened tonight. We mentioned the main event. Dom beat Damian. Fair and square. No, I'm just kidding. Definitely with help. But yeah, that was Raw tonight, leading to Crown Jewel on Saturday. So we got to make our predictions before we get out of here.
We do, but I would like the chat to let me know. I think that I am happy to volunteer for prediction punishments.
Ooh.
I really wanted the last time to do those Wendy's spicy nugs, and I looked into it, and the very spiciest ones were not that spicy. And then I was like, well, it's not even, you know what I mean? Like nobody wants to watch Amanda eat mildly spicy chicken nugget. Like who cares? So I'm still willing to go buy random hot sauces at Whole Foods, and every match that I get wrong, I have to eat some. I don't know, but let me know, chat. What do you want to do?
Thanks for that, Jeff, by the way, too. I forgot to thank Jeff for that, for the scoops on Raw Talk. I wanted to thank him for that.
Jeff. That's important. And
I do think
it was 2 hours, and then when you have a chunk of the roster is already kind of like out of town, I can understand. But I do think it did a decent job of setting up Crown Jewel. Like, I'm more excited to see Seth and Bronson Reed than I was before the show. I think that's probably the only thing that I'm more excited about. I expected to see Nia Jax for some reason, but I do think that I did the spoilers for SmackDown. So if you want to know what happens on SmackDown, you can Google that. SmackDown spoilers.
Yeah.
But
I guess the one I'm looking forward to the most is a SmackDown match. So United States.
What do we got? Cody Gunther. I think Gunther.
Really?
I mean, no, ooh. I don't know what I think.
Is that just the Raw homer in you? Picking the Raw side? Yeah, I got Gunther as well. I have a feeling that Randy. Yeah. Like, did you catch that?
I did. Did you catch that? He held that too long. You know what I mean?
He held that title a little too long. He was getting a little comfy with that. Kevin Owens has been angry. I think someone's going to be angry in Saudi Arabia, and Cody's going to lose. Gunther will be crowned the Crown Jewel champion.
Yeah.
On the inside. You staying with Gunther?
Yeah, I kind of think that they need a compelling reason for Cody to get. I think there's very limited opportunities for Cody to get pinned in a non-consequential way. And I think that this is probably the only opportunity to get him before going into like Mania season. And if they're going anywhere towards that Randy Cody, I think they probably got to do it now, don't you think?
Yeah, that's true.
Got to turn that wheel a little bit.
Hold on,
so I wouldn't be surprised.
Do that again. You look like you're playing like Mario Kart.
Yes,
like the little wheels, Nintendo.
I also hope Goldberg does not get involved.
Oh my goodness! Please don't even.
Just kidding. I don't.
Jeff, why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do that, Jeff? I really hope not. Oh no! Oh no!
You know what? Oh,
is that gonna happen?
Oh,
is that what's gonna happen?
And then they just kind of think, well, I'll just suck it because it's like Cody, and we'll be like, we love you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sticking Gunther. Though.
I'm sticking Gunther, but I do think that
I could see that happening though. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
What about Nia Jax, Liv Morgan?
Okay.
I think we're going to agree on this one too.
I don't know if Tiffany cashes in the middle or the end of that, but I think there's like a very real possibility that Tiffany cashes in on Nia. So then we actually see Liv win that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I could see Liv beating Nia, and then Tiffany, like, she helps her or whatever, and then runs out. Like, I think there's going to be some kind of Tiffany interference. So I think Liv wins that.
I think Liv will win as well. And I will 100% say that Tiffany's cashing in. Mm-hmm. Tiffany is cashing in. It has been brewing that way for a while. Yeah. And I think, again, it's kind of what you said with Cody. I think this is a perfect opportunity for her to cash in, catch Nia slipping.
Yeah.
She's worried about being Crown Jewel champion. Tiffany and forgets that she has a title that can be taken from her at any moment. Tiffany's been mistreated for a while by her. Mm-hmm. So, Tiffany cashes in, but Liv will win the match. I think Liv will win the match. The match I'm looking forward to the most, triple threat for the United States Championship, LA Knight, Andrade, and Carmelo Hayes.
It's not what I want to happen. It's what I think is going to happen.
That's right. Or sometimes both. I got Carmelo.
I think LA Knight.
You got LA Knight retaining?
Yeah, it's not what I want. I want Melo, but I think
Melo pins Andrade.
Oh, so that's how you get around it. Okay, and then they keep it going with each other.
Yeah. And then he's saying, I should have pinned him for the game 7. I didn't get my chance to. LA Knight's going to be like, I didn't even get pinned. Yada, yada, yada. Give me my rematch.
Yeah.
And that's what we get. But I think Carmelo Hayes wins the United States Championship. I'm going with that.
I'll stick with LA Knight, but I'm with you.
You like that, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that.
What about the women's women's tag titles, Fatal 4-Way? You got Last Legend, Jakara Jackson, Jade and Bianca, Damage Control, and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven.
I actually think Chelsea and Piper Niven.
Ooh.
Because I think it plays back into, because then we're in Survivor Series for Vancouver. I think it gives an easy, like a reason for Chelsea to have a match there.
Like that.
And they could probably just, I don't know if they'll hot potato it back to Jade and Bianca. I think we've kind of, Jade and Bianca feel very much like an attraction, whether or not they're holding a belt. It's like they're on a Seth Rollins status at this point where I'm not sure that they need to be champions to still have people go bananas. I mean, we saw what happened with Jay. He didn't have a belt tonight and everyone like just lost their mind in equally high fashion. So I think, yeah, I think maybe Chelsea and Piper. Yeah.
I got Jade and Bianca retaining. Okay. I got them retaining. So we do have, I think this is official, right? Randy Orton, Kevin Owens.
Yes.
That's an official match now.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Yes. So they'll be there again, like I said.
They'll be there, yeah.
Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. I got the Viper.
I think Kevin Owens, I think they might really oversell that this is like unhinged Owens.
Ooh.
I don't know any of the contract stuff though. Do you guys know the contract stuff? Is it through the end of the year?
Yeah, with Kevin Owens.
Because like
the last I seen, he was working out a new contract. So
I kind of think that was what my impression was as well.
Yeah.
But I do kind of think Kevin Owens, yes, or Kevin Steen, depending on who you're talking to.
I got the Viper. I feel like I'm missing. I know we got. I mean, obviously Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed. I got Bronson Reed. I think he has to come out with this win. Yeah, because then all of this was for no reason.
Yeah. I think Bronson Reed, I don't think that, I hate like the idea, like they don't need a win or whatever, but I feel like Seth's story actually probably has more to do with the fact that he has to continue to like summon this old Seth Rollins, right? Yeah. Because he demonstrated tonight that the level of intensity that he's bringing back is insufficient. Like there's insufficient funds with that level of hatred. Like you got to amp it up some. So I do think that's probably Bronson Reed. And then we get like, I hope they do a good unhinged Seth Rollins.
Just beats the hell out of him after the match.
Yeah, it's like some shenanigans and hijinks. I don't really know. I don't know what I want for Seth Rollins in the future. Like, I don't know where we're going. Oh, I guess CM Punk after we're done in Saudi Arabia, huh? Well, maybe that's okay. Bronson Reed wins, I think.
Bronson Reed wins. That's right. Yep. So that was our Crown Jewel predictions. Me and Amanda and I differed on a lot of those. That was actually pretty fun. I hate when people do predictions and like they agree on everything. So it's like
things. Yeah.
So that's good.
Okay, so what I'm thinking, guys, is that I will get several bottles of hot sauce that are clearly marked as things that will be dangerous. And then for everyone I got wrong, I got a hot ones about it. But I don't really know, like, is that even good enough? So do I have to do something else in addition to eating a weird spicy nugget? Just someone let me know. I think
that's good enough.
Yeah, it's probably good. I don't know who the sponsors are. Oh, the sponsors for Crown Jewel is Saudi Arabia. So there's not like any. I'm not going to be culturally offensive and like do some weird. Like I'm just not.
Yeah, let's not.
Next time around, if we got a Wheatley vodka, baby, I'm back. Right. I'll just do shots for everyone I get wrong. Woo! By the end of the show, it's just like Amanda, just like crying about how much she loves the bloodline. To be honest, and probably be like, "Oh my god." Okay, guys, nothing is good enough.
MDB. Yeah. Okay, so what did you think? What did you think, MDB? One last thoughts on Sammy before we go. What were you feeling? How are you feeling? Like I told you so.
He was definitely saying he's moving like a snake. I remember that because I was like,
Yeah,
that's
he
true.
said snake.
That's true.
That was like my biggest takeaway of the show. I mean,
yeah,
just the image. If you could recap Raw, it's the image of Jay and Jimmy looking over and Sammy talking to Solo. Like that's the one photo that summarizes Raw. Anything else don't even fucking matter, really. Do not trust him. That is the final advice.
Can I talk about one thing from SmackDown really fast? Okay, Randy Orton's in the ring. He just gets done accosting his boss. So in theory, Randy Orton is walking out. Then he stops, shit talks his boss. His boss is like, get out of here, go to the ring. He goes to the ring. Then he's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing out here. I want to argue with my boss. Come on out here, boss. The boss's music hits. And then the boss is like, oh, wow. I got to get up, right? And then he's got to go. He's got to go Triple H it, right? But who the fuck hit the music? And are they in trouble after that?
Ooh.
And like, what is that person's day? And like, did Randy Orton tell them to do it? Do they secretly hate Triple H? So there's like, yeah, I'm going to push the button and you got to come out. Did he hit the button himself because he already knew and he was just dramatically pausing there? Just like these weird tiny details are the stuff that I just get stuck on forever and ever. I know. Oh my God. It's like they'll have glaring plot holes. Like it'll be a plot hole this big and I'm just like, oh yeah, whatever. But like this tiny thing, I'm like, yes, who turned the music on? And also, why would Sammy and Solo be like chatting right there? It was just like of all places.
Of all places, just chilling.
It's a lot. It's interesting. It is interesting. I'm excited to see where this goes. Yeah, also that too. Yeah, I literally like get stuck on these tiny, minute details that drive me. Yeah, so that's it, the besties. That's what we got for tonight. Do check out Crown Jewel. It's a little early on Saturday, but I think it'll be fun. We'll go over it next week. We'll see how we did in these predictions. SmackDown's pre-taped, but I think there's still a post show. Is there still a post show? Yeah, so come back on Friday. You should check out whatever post show goes on after NXT because I bet NXT will be great tomorrow. Oh my God. When I thought about what's my worst, the worst, I wanted to go on a Ridge Holland related tangent. Like I was about to be like, this motherfucker Ridge Holland. But then like, no, that's not even what we're here for. But yeah, so yeah. I'll leave you with that. That motherfucker Ridge Holland. Bro.
That motherfucker Ridge Holland.
Have a good week, everybody. Take good care.
Peace and love, everybody. Enjoy Crown Jewel. We'll see you next Monday.